Sarah.
23.
I'm Jager. I'm
So,
your student of physical
there was a
therapy
technically
today.
before.
So I'm going to explain what we're
Which
doing.
means you
We're
would
obviously
extend
going to
it
be
for
on the
a minute.
treadmill.
So just meaning you have it
Hillary
same
will be
cadence,
here
same
just to
watts.
support you, and
Still
so
doing
if
for a
you
minute,
lose balance
and
or
then figure
anything,
out,
Hillary will be there
and
to
then
catch
we'll
you,
take
and
it
she's
again.
also going to be
Yes.
doing the speed
Yes.
for us, which
Yeah,
is
and
going to be
then
at your
the one,
self-selected
you've gotta
speed
get it
of
to where
1.5
you had
miles per
21,
hour,
23.
which is
So
what
the
you
next
said
one
you were
would take
comfortable
needs
with.
to be either 22,
So
23,
throughout this
24.
session,
So
I'm
you
going to
can
be kind of working that leg
And you're
that's
going
the affected one.
0, 1,
And we're
2,
going to be
3,
aiming
right?
for this red tape. That'll be your target to get to with your heel.
You do one.
Okay.
So you're going to land your heel
They just
right
do one.
next
So
to
you've
the
gotta
red
go
tape.
0.
We're going to try and go for the majority of the time. It's okay if you make mistakes. I do want you to pay attention to those mistakes
So let's say
because
she bites
throughout
for
our
another minute.
20-minute
Not
bout,
again.
we're going to take about 5 minutes, or every 5 minutes we're going to take feedback. So
Okay.
I want you to tell me how you're doing, and then I will give you feedback on how you're doing.
Okay.
And don't worry, most patients do very well with this
Oh,
task,
good,
so.
okay.
Okay, so I will come down here and Hillary will start working with the speed. Is this comfortable right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
22. Okay, so you got 23 and 22,
So-
which means it's safe to move on, but you have to get this first. So you say, sure,
Alright,
how
so
do
this
you
is
feel?
about what I'm going to be doing for you right here.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that
Okay,
target.
So then you've got 11 on your RPE. And so if you do 23 times 4, what is that? 96.
Alright, so Sarah, it's been about 5 minutes. Can you tell me how you've been doing?
I hit the target every time, not 5 minutes.
Every time? Alright, so I'm going to do a little less down here.
I'm like,
So I
it's
want
in the
you
90s.
to
I got that.
notice
So
where
then-
your hip is in space, all the way back and all the way
She would be in
forward.
this
So
round.
I'm not going to give you as much feedback from down here with my hands, okay?
Okay.
Which is 75. So then you would bump that up to 75. She would continue.
Alright, Sarah,
And
it's
you
been
have to
another
do the
5
same thing
minutes.
and be able to
How
fit
do you
it
think
into a
this
lesser
bout has
time
gone?
frame.
I missed on that time.
So
Okay. And how do you,
Chevy, do
are you
want, like,
feeling your hip in
pocket
space?
444.
Yeah, it feels like it's moving more than I'm used to.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And I do
Yeah,
think
I
it's
figured,
good that
I'm
you
like,
make
somebody
errors.
laughed.
Okay.
You can learn from those errors.
Cool.
Okay.
So I really want you to try and
Okay,
focus on
so-
hitting that target.
Then the same thing
Okay.
would happen essentially. And
Alright.
so you go to your heart rate, blood pressure,
Count it.
heart rate, RPE.
Hi there, my name is Sarah. I'm going to be your
Hi.
physical therapist today. Today we're going to work on a progression of the exercise that we've been doing for your hip so that you can really have more awareness of where it is in space. So we've been using those facilitation techniques, right, where I was holding your leg and we were working on kind of feeling where your hip was and longer steps. This time, I'm not going to use my hands to facilitate, but instead we're going to use this target here. So it's this red piece of tape, and that is where you're going to aim your foot every time. For the first 10 minutes, we're going to use that, and then the second 10 minutes, I'm going to take that away so that we can really see if we've made progress in you feeling where your hip is. Does that all make sense? Okay, so every 5 minutes, I'm going to check in with you and ask you how you think it's been going and about any errors that you think you made, and then I will provide you my feedback as well. And you're already primed. You've been on the bike for 20 minutes, so I think we're ready to go. So go ahead and turn around and hang on for me. I'm going to go ahead and set your speed to 2 miles an hour. We've increased your speed a little bit from where we were before when we were doing your facilitation because you've been doing just a really good job of lengthening your stride. Good. So I'm going to let that get up to speed here. And really what I want you to think about, you feeling comfortable there?
Yep.
Okay, so what I want you to think about is really think about moving your hip forward through space so far that your heel reaches that red tape. Okay, so it's this, I know that the target is down there where your foot is, but really your focus is what is my hip doing? Where is it in space? So you really want to reach out through that hip for your red target. Good, keep going there. Okay, Jager, so it's been 5 minutes. Why don't you tell me how you think you've been doing as far as hitting your target?
I think I hit it every time.
Good, I also have noticed that you've been hitting it every time, so I'm feeling really, really encouraged with how you're doing. We're gonna do another 5 minutes using this visual target technique, and then we'll change it up just a little bit. Okay? So now, Jager, you've been going another 5 minutes, and again, I'm just gonna ask you about any errors that you think you might have made. I agree. I think you've been doing a really great job, again, of hitting that target with your heel every time, thinking about where your hip is in space. So now what I'm gonna do is just take this tape away, and it's your job to keep feeling that same sensation through your left hip. It's moving all the way through that range of motion. How's that feeling?
Good.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do another 5 minutes here, and we will check in with errors here. I really just want you to think about, you know, what you're feeling, and I'm gonna be watching your stride length, okay?
Okay.
Good. So it's been 5 minutes. Jager, how do you feel about how you've been doing?
Good.
I agree. So there have been a couple of times where your step has been a little bit shorter, so I want you to really think about moving that hip all the way forward and letting it come all the way back behind you. We'll do another 5 minutes and check in at the end. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop your treadmill. You've been going now for that full 20 minutes, and how do you feel about the last 5-minute bout that we did?
It's good.
Awesome. I agree that that last 5 minutes, you made fewer errors than you did when we first removed the tape. So I'm feeling really good about how we're doing with your hip. And just to remind you, the reason that we're so focused on that hip is to just lengthen your stride so that you can walk a little faster, so that when you get to school, you can make it across campus in time.
Cool.
Good work today.
Hi Becca, my name's Hillary. I'm going to be your physical therapist today.
Okay.
So we're going to be working on generating some power through your calf muscles, which is going to help you increase your gait speed so you can walk faster across campus and get to class on time. So what we're going to be doing is you're going to hold on to the rail here for some support. And I'm going to be using this metronome, and it's going to have a pretty fast beat. I'll let you listen to it before we start. And what I want you to focus on is making sure that we're pushing off the ground each time the beat of the metronome is going off. So thinking about pushing off and going as quickly and using as much force as you can as you're doing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what I want you to pay attention to is making sure, kind of monitoring and seeing if you're reaching the goal of staying on the beat. So I want you to kind of monitor that and kind of make some corrections if you feel that you didn't quite hit the target.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you listen to this first so you can get an idea of like how fast the metronome is. And just kind of imagine yourself pushing off to that speed. Good, makes sense there?
Yeah. I think
Okay, so we're gonna do 15 reps, and we'll do a couple sets, we'll rest in between. So we'll start and I'll keep track of the count for you.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, that was 15. How do you feel like you did?
You're doing pretty well. I think I hit the carpet on each beat.
Okay, great, so we're gonna go ahead and do that again.
Okay.
Hi Hillary, I'm Becca. I'm going to be your physical therapist today. So we're going to keep working on the power of your calf muscles, just like we were doing earlier in the part practice. So I want you to really think about using that same set of muscles on the back of your leg as we go through this exercise. So what we're going to be doing is called bounding. So it's kind of like a little hop. So you're going to be moving yourself forward, and I'm going to be using a metronome to keep a rhythm, because I want you to make sure that you're following along that rhythm so that we have not only a strength component but also a time component to really work on power.
Okay.
So we're going to do a couple sets of this, and what it's going to look like is you're going to bound forward on each foot, just like this, and you're going to be doing it to the beat that I set, and I'll show you that in just a second. So can you just kind of imagine what that might feel like using those muscles on the back of your leg? Okay, and here's what the beat is going to be. Okay? Okay, how does that sound?
Good.
Okay. And I just want you to keep in mind if your foot is hitting the ground each time there's a beat, because that's really what we're looking for and what we'll measure.
Okay.
Okay. And if you feel unstable at all, you can hold on to the wall right here, just for a little extra support.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Great job. Okay, so do you feel like you hit the ground each time the beat was on?
I think most of the time I
Okay.
did.
Great, yeah, it looked pretty good. And did you feel like you were moving yourself forward with those muscles on the back of your leg?
Yes, I felt those working.
Okay, great. Well, we will keep working on that and we'll do a few more sets.
Okay.